Hi folks, thought I would do a review of Dungeon Dice. Online I found a version of Dungeon Dice from 2014, which I found a bunch of videos for on YouTube, but nothing on this, so I thought I'd just give a little once-over of it. Here's what the game contains. Obviously the board. There's a Dungeon Dice. This is where basically you throw all the dice. This is the board. Kind of neat. Kind of old school 70s fantasy sort of board. So what you want to do, you want to take that, put it underneath, and that makes the center of the board where you throw your dice. Obviously, also includes the instruction manual. You get 6 dice, 6-sided. You have 4 men, 1 for each player, and you have a bunch of tunnels. So, basically this game has 4 different areas, so each player gets one of these, so the one that faces me. So here would be another player, and another player. And the center, of course, where you throw the dice. So, all of the dungeon path cards go over there, and each person gets their own guy, which will go on the very first spot, the start position. Now the point of this game is that you're a prisoner, you're in a dungeon, and you're trying to escape. So hence the dungeon escape tunnel pieces. So on your turn, you're going to take these dice. So as I mentioned, 6-sided dice. There is a key. There is a that. So I have all these different ones. And the key one is this is a guard. So effectively this is the one you don't want to roll. But of course, you have a 1 in 6 chance of doing so. So I'm just going to kind of play out sort of a turn. So assuming it's my turn, my guy is sitting in the start position. Take my dice and roll them. And basically you have the option of going or staying. So sorry, I think this was dice is missing something, so I'm just going to change it. So at this point, you have to find instances where you have more than one. So here is where I do. I actually have three cases of this. Now in the guide, it explains how you get tunnel cards, which is what the purpose of the dice is. So if I get 2 tools, I get 0 cards, 3 is 1, 4 is 2, 5 is 3, and 6 is 4. There are also some special card combinations, which is 3 different pairs, may include the guards for 1 card, or 6 different symbols, all different, for 3 cards. So in actuality, I just got this one, which is 3 different pairs, as you can see. So there's no need for me to continue. I'm going to take my card and I'm going to stop. So right now, I can take that, I can take my card, and I actually push him along. Kind of makes this, kind of makes it look like he's digging his way through the tunnel. So let's assume it's the next person's turn now. I'm going to take the dice, roll them. Now what do I have? So I do have 1. I only have 1. So I could stop now. But if I stop now, I get 0 cards. So you have the choice, as long as in the first turn you've got at least 1 thing, you can continue. So I'm going to take these and put them up on the side, which is where you're supposed to put them, and I'm going to roll again. Okay, so here I got another one, which I can put up top. Now I can continue or I can stay, but unfortunately, if I stay, I get 0 cards. So it makes sense for me to continue. So I'm left with 2 guys. I'm going to roll again, and excellent. I got 1, which I can add to my existing. Now that will give me 1 card. So either I can continue and roll, but if I don't get something... Oh no, actually that's a lie. I actually got 2 pairs of 3. So, what that gets me is 2 cards, because I got 3 twice. So here I can take another 2 for this guy. So he moves along too. Now let's just say, for the sake of argument, that I had gotten this, and that was what I had rolled. Now I in fact would get no cards, because if I roll and I get no cards, I forfeit my whole turn, because in each turn you have to either get a part of a pair, or a 3 or a 4, or add to it. And if you don't, you get no cards. So there is a possibility of getting no cards in a turn. Now, the next thing to show you is what will happen if you roll and you get these guys, the guards. So if you roll 2 of those, your turn's not over, but you're obliged to continue rolling. So let's say I take these and I put these up here. So I'm good, actually. I got a 3. Let's say I didn't get that. Let's say instead I rolled this and this. Once you get 3 guards, the turn is over. And any cards you would have earned this turn, even if I did have a 3 with it, would have been gone. So here my turn is over, but even if I had, you know, 3 of those and 3 of these, I don't get any cards for this because I got 3 guards. Alright, now the last thing has to do with a challenge. So instead of taking my turn and rolling my 6 dice, I can instead challenge another player. And what I can do is I have 3 turns. I have to name the person I'm challenging. So what I would have to do is, in my 3 turns of rolling, I have to get at least 3 guards up on the wall, which is what it means when you get it up in the corner. So there's my 1 roll, and I did it on my 2nd turn. So now that I've done this, what I can do is I can go over to my friend's wall and I can steal one of their pieces. Now that's my piece, and the turn is over, unless I think I can do it a 2nd time, in which case I would take it, and I can continue doing this to the same person as many times as I want. And look, I did it 1st turn. So in actuality, I can steal their 2nd one. And then now I have both of theirs. Doesn't always work out so nicely. But if I do this, and let's say I decide to do it for the 3rd time, and I roll this once, I don't have it. Twice, I don't have it. 3 times, I don't have it. Then actually I have to give both of these back. So it is a risk to decide whether you would like to, how many times you want to challenge, but sometimes it can allow you to steal from someone else, which is a way of limiting their progress. Now, how do you win this game? So really it's about getting, obviously as you might think, enough tunnel cards. So once I've tunneled all the way to here, this does not mean I've won. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tunnel pieces. But once I roll again, and I get my 8th tunnel piece, and this guy is off the edge of the map, that is what means that I have won. So that's the game. So it might be kind of hard to find. Took me quite a long time to find it, but if you do, it's kind of a fun game. You should pick it up. And not that well known, so might be able to pick it up for cheap. Cheers.